Today I wanted to show you exactly how I make a Warzone build in Call of Duty Warzone itself. So initially, to start, what you want to do is you want to go to the weapon. Today we're going to be doing the Cast-Off 545. I'm going to upload this video as a short, and then you're going to be able to obviously see me as well have the weapon build made in front of you. So you can use this weapon build if you want a Cast-Off 545, you want the best one. And then also you're going to know yourselves how to customize and tune a weapon to how you want it. So let's jump straight over to sim.gg. We go sim.gg, which you see on the screen right now. We go there, we go to gunsmith. When you're in the gunsmith, then you want to select the weapon type. So in this case, it's going to be an assault rifle. It's going to take a little bit longer to load because I'm doing this live. So we're going to go categories, assault rifle. From assault rifle, we're going to go over to the Cast-Off 545. Now, typically, the things that we want to ignore to start off with is we don't want to be decreasing our ADS. So we don't want to be looking at the underbarrel. We don't want to be looking at the ammunition or the optics or anything to start off with. The 545, you want to go straight back to the game before you actually put any attachments on. So jump into the game, jump into the firing range. When you're in the firing range, the thing I do to start off with is I go up to the door, I fire the gun without actually touching the controller, so I get an understanding of how the recoil pattern works. So as we can see, it kicks up and then to the right. So the vertical is not that high because it doesn't go up too high for a 30 round mag, but there is a lot of horizontal issues that we've got going on there. First thing I'll do is I'll go and put the muzzle on because it's the most effective thing on the gun for recoil. So we'll go and look for the thing which has got the most horizontal recoil control, which you see here on the right. You see view kick horizontal and then gun kick horizontal. So view and gun kick, they're basically doing the same thing, but it's how much you see and how much it actually does. So let's go ahead and we will look for the one that has the most horizontal. That one has 23, the X10 Havoc 90. However, when I've got this highlighted, now I've clicked on the one that I've seen that's got the most horizontal, it will now highlight anyone that's actually better for horizontal. So it will be in green, the horizontal, if it finds one that's better than that. So here we go. The Commodore Heavy is the one I've been using recently. If there's a lot of horizontal recoil, that's better than that. And then let's keep looking through. We'll flick through, make sure we don't miss any because there might be a golden one in here. That's vertical yet again. That's no. Okay, so the Commodore Heavy is the best horizontal recoil muzzle. Now, I've done this so much, so I'm going to go back to the game. Sorry, let me quickly just hide that. I'll go back to the game, and then I'll chuck on the Commodore Heavy, which is this one. We will then tune it, and now we know that the ADS isn't too bad on this gun right from the get-go with just the muzzle. So we won't be looking to do that because we want to get the maximum recoil stabilization out of this. So we want to tune it, and we don't want to be looking so much at the right graph. We want to be looking at the graph in the middle. Now we want to be, so when we set this to 0, we want to kind of pull it either up or down based on where you want to go. So I'm always start on the left side and then I go to the bottom. So right here, I'm going to be pulling it up because I want a bit more recoil stabilization. I'll pull it up until a point where I don't see it moving anymore. Now, when I see it not moving anymore, then I want to fine tweak it. So normally the best results are going to be in the middle of the 10 or the 10. So it'd be 40, 30 or 35. One of them numbers is actually going to be the best for the graph that you see in the middle. So in this case, it's plus 0.35 on the left. Now the bottom, the gun kick recoil control is, or the gun kick control is the best for everything. So we're going to move this until we don't see it move anymore at the bottom. So that didn't move much at the bottom. It actually stopped around here. I think that's... Well, actually, this one, 13, is appearing to be the best. I can't move it much more because I'm on console, so it makes it very difficult. But if we go to 13, that's where it's holding out best, because if we pull it all the way to the end, it doesn't change at all. And then we might as well keep a little bit more aim and idle stability if we can. So that's the muzzle set. Now, if we actually fire this back against the door, you don't have to keep doing it so much because the results on sim.gg are really good. But if, yeah, we fire against the door again, you can see the difference to it now. So now, in theory, it goes up, and then it kind of just stays here. Which is perfect. This is what we want, or it's not perfect yet, but it's going the way we want it to go. So let's open back sim.gg again. Now we're back on sim.gg. We've got the muzzle that we want. Now we've still got quite a bit of horizontal recoil. So rear grips are normally the best thing for your recoil control after this. So the Demo X2 grip, we can see it's got no negatives on it. All it's got is positives. So that for us is beautiful. It will say here the aiming stability is slightly worse, but they haven't pulled it out when they've done it. So now going back to this, with the muzzle updated, what's the ADS speed like? The ADS speed's still really good, especially if it was Warzone. Sorry, I'm got to go back to the game. This is new to me, so I'm learning as I go. Let me pull it back. Sorry, here we go. We're back in the game, and as you can see, the Demo X2 grip I've just put on. If we go to recoil stabilization, because let me show you back in the firing range, I didn't show you. The ADS speed's not that bad yet. If we want to improve it at the end, then we're going to have to chuck a laser on. But as of right now, it's still really good. So yeah, let's go to do the recoil again. Still improve that as much as possible. As we can see, it's still increasing all the way to the end. But there's a fine point there where it stops. So the 90 is going to be the optimum point. I can't get 90. 88 is going to be the closest for me. And then you can either go for the aiming, idle, stability, or sprint to fire. I'm always going to go for sprint to fire because I've always got automatic tactical sprint on Call of Duty Warzone and Call of Duty in general. So the tactical sprint to fire is going to be massive for me. 25 was the best where I saw the most. It didn't actually change much. If you look here, if I go to 0 and then I go to that, it kind of peaks out at 5. So I'm actually going to leave it at 5. That way we don't touch the aiming, idle, stability too much. Okay, so that is my rear grip tuned. Let me quickly just fire it against the door yet again so you can see what's going on. Let's do the full progress together. I always put my back up against this just so I'm getting accurate results. Yes, the recoil pattern can change multiple times. A little bit different, but look at that recoil pattern comparing it to the first two. Okay, let's go back to the website, sim.gg. Got a little bit of stick drift there that you can see. We're going back to the website, sim.gg. And let's have a look what we can do next. So we've got the rear grip, we've got the muzzle. Let's have a look at barrels. So sometimes barrels can be really good and sometimes they can be really bad. I would look at it in terms of what's my ADS looking like. My ADS speed wasn't looking too bad there. Can I do with that slight bit of recoil control over the ADS? Now I think the recoil control is really good on this at the moment. So I'm not too bothered about losing a little bit of obviously ADS and that, or improving a bit of ADS and losing a little bit of recoil. Here we've got the muzzle velocity and damage range. Now I'm probably going to get, if I go to the ammunition and we go to high velocity, I'm getting 282 in terms of muzzle velocity. Yes, I'm losing out on a little bit of damage range, but this wouldn't be as effective as a high velocity round, so we wouldn't get that barrel. This, okay, it's got good recoil control and it's got muzzle velocity, but it is affecting our movement speed. We don't want to be doing that because we want to be able to always get out of a sticky situation if we are ever in one. Muzzle velocity there, so we see that's increased. The ADS speed, but that's also yet again affecting our movement. This doesn't decrease the recoil too much and it improves the ADS time. So that is not bad. However, it does affect the muzzle velocity and we don't want to be delaying our shots. We want to keep it either par or improving our shots, the time it's taken to reach from us to the enemy. So high velocity or muzzle velocity, as I say, will always dominate. Let's go to stocks because stocks are really good for recoil and other things on the gun. This has only got a +5 ADS time. However, it is saying that it's got a little bit of tactical strength and ADS strafe. So if I look at that in the game, it's showing me a lot of negatives. So we'll just leave it there for right now. We won't touch that one. We don't want to touch that. Now this is really good. The FTAC Elite stock that you're seeing. Moving forwards. That's just positives. I mean, and the good thing about it is that we could tune it and we could pull out more positives from that. Just having a better tactical sprint and ADS strafe, and it's not decreasing our gun at all. This has got a tactical ADS and ADS time, the Pro Light. Oh, this is a tough one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this one on, put the FTAC Elite stock on, and then I'm going to compare it compared to that one. So this then would decrease the recoil quite a lot, and we don't want to do that because then there's no point of putting the rear grip on. And when we put the rear grip on, we saw quite a significant difference from just having the muzzle to the rear grip. So let's not try and ruin that. Let's try and keep it almost where it was, and see if we can just improve it. Now, if we go for that, it gives us less ADS time and more ADS strafe. No, what we're going to do is we're going to just quickly put that back to stock, and let me just look at the full benefits of that because I really do like the look of this. ADS time, and then it improves our recoil. We're going to go for that. We're going to go for that one. So that one that we see is the F-Tac Elite stock. Let's go back to the game. F-Tac Elite stock. This one, have I got any cool skins for it? You know, you got to throw them on if you've got them. I'm going to keep with the gun theme, so I'm going for, it's that kind of color. What can we do? So you're going to be typically, in order to get a better recoil pattern, or sorry, if you're on controller, in order to get better aim assist, you always want to be doing rotational aim assist. So you want to be spinning the left stick while shooting, and it actually pulls to the target a lot stronger. So aim, walking steadiness is always going to be beautiful in this case. Let's see how much it increases by. So it does increase all the way to the end of that. However, I think the 150 mark's pretty good because it doesn't affect the handling too much. So let's go for that. The nearest I can get is 152. At the bottom, we're going to want, so you've got aim in idle stability or aim walking speed. I'm going to go for walking speed. So we outstrafe people. Outstrafing people is always going to win you a fight. Or it might make you take one less bullet than the enemy. And that one bullet might be the big difference there between you winning and losing a fight. Now let's go back to it. Sim.gg. So we've got the grip, the muzzle, and the stock. We now want to look what the ADS is looking like. The ADS is still really good. Now, we've improved the recoil a little bit as well. So, if I fire this next to this one, just so we can see, backs against the fence. I've just fired it against that one. I think I've got my thing still up on the screen. I do. So, now I've just fired it against that one. You can actually see it's decreased the recoil a little bit. But let me just do another one just in case that's because the way it's going. No, it hasn't decreased it at all. It was just one of them random recoil patterns that you're getting. But more than likely, it's going to be more or less like that. What were the benefits of this stock? Just so we can see, so it's better recoil control. However, it apparently has worse ADS speed and everything like that. Okay, so moving forwards, what we could do here, being a Warzone gun, we're going to want a bigger magazine. So let's see what bigger magazine we can put on this gun without harming everything too much. Go back to here. Let's go to magazine. So we got the 40 round and 60 round, but what's the difference between the two? If I put on the 45 round, or we'll do it vice versa. We put on the 60 round, and let's have a look how many positives. Oh, there's quite a lot of positives that you see there on the right. Reload time, reload add time, empty reload time, empty reload add time, ADS time. See, the ADS is quite significant with this. Times exit ADS, sprint to fire, tactical sprint to fire. But, do you know what? We're going to have to go for the 45 round mag. I would go for the bigger mag. You can go for the bigger mag. However, the difference between the two, for me, I would prefer the 45 round mag. Get 1-2 kills, reload, and then re-engage. That's the way I'd look at it. Now, here is where it gets interesting. Because, do you think that ADS speed is good enough? Sprint to fire speed, good enough. See, now I'm going to want to use the 545 at a bit more range. So what I'm going to have to do is, it's looking good. So there's one of two options here. We're going to want to either improve the ADS or chuck an optic on it. So it depends on your play style. If you're playing up a bit closer, playing around the towns and stuff like that, then don't chuck an optic on it. In this case, I'm going to chuck an optic on it just so we can see. Now, I'd either use the Cronen Mini Pro, or I would use the AimOp V4. The AimOp V4 does have slightly slower ADS speed than the Cronen Mini Pro, but obviously you get the advantage where you kind of see a little bit more. I'm going to go for the Cronen Mini Pro. Let's keep with the gun theme again. Let's chuck on that one because I like that pro-tuned one. We can actually improve the ADS speed ever so slightly on here. So yet again, the best one for me where it's not decreasing is going to be the 180 mark. And then with this sight, I actually like going close. Typically everyone goes far, but I like going close. So let me chuck this in the fire range now just so you can see. Slight bit of recoil issues there. but we put on everything that improves recoil. So in theory, this gun probably couldn't have better recoil than we're seeing, unless we put on a different barrel, but then we're going to decrease everything else. So to make it all round, good movement, good ADS, and then good recoil control, this is probably going to be the best build you can do. But anyway, like, follow, comment, subscribe. Put down in the comments below what you're using, what build you've set up, and let me try it. But yeah, that's how you make a gun in Call of Duty Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2. See you in the next one.